All right, hey everybody, back with another news feed here for you. Don't forget I post 1, 2, or 3 videos every single day. Hit the subscribe button. You can join also if you want to get all my content before anybody else does. And here we go, how to get paid $26.1 million for trashing a company. It's backfiring on Tavares, and I like this. Okay, I'm pretty excited about this, and I think it's legit. It says right here, in recent days, investment manager firms and proxy advisors were out telling shareholders not to support either the compensation package for executives or the members of committee that put it together. The reasoning is quite sound. Stellantis has done poorly, and if you do poorly, why should you get rewarded for it? Simple. I mean, that's it right there. This guy literally single-handed drove one of the third biggest automotive manufacturer in our country and basically drove it into the ground. Truck-wise, okay, truck company. He literally destroyed it. He just took it down to a level unheard of. Why should he get a continuation of $26.1 million, even when they kicked him out early? Okay, when he left early. The larger issue shareholders have isn't even as much about the ex-CEO Carlos Tavares, not pictured above, but when the Stellantis pays its executives. Early today, there was a company's annual meeting and a remuneration. Who comes up with these stupid words? Okay, a remuneration committee in charge. I mean, like I said, I'm common people. I don't own a pair of dress shoes or a tie. I have no idea why that word even exists. Pointless in all levels. Anyway, that committee in charge of setting compensation had to its recommendations up for a vote. This included paying everything Tavares was contractually owed, which featured some huge bonus payouts. We know that it's pretty insane what he's getting. And this article goes into very big detail. But we're not going to get into all that detail. We're just going to hit the highlights here. So, despite engagement efforts, response from Stellantis failed to alleviate concerns regarding the incentive mechanism. The pay package for $23.1 million to the former CEO proposed under the remuneration report appears overly generous, particularly given the lackluster operating performance and the circumstances surrounding the CEO's forced resignation. When you're fired, you don't get paid. Okay, and that's what's happening. He's getting paid. Not only getting paid, he's getting paid a fortune, $26 million after being fired. Stupid. The impact of profit warning on a variable pay is only a reflection in a bonus with zero payout, but none of that. Other components of the variable payout, which still granted him a payout of $20.5 million. In particular, the transformation initiative and shareholder return stuff that means I don't understand half of this crap, and I'm not gonna. Okay, all I know that this is stupid. And now they have another point though. Should they pay him or should they not? They say right here. I don't think anyone serious is saying that Tavares shouldn't get paid for his contractual salary, which is $2.25 million for sure. What we may not personally like somehow is, or while you may not personally like someone's performance, it's not a great look to withhold a salary that you agreed upon. Even discounting inevitable lawsuits that would arise, who would want to come work for that company when if you don't do good, they're not paying you? An investor, you have a great executive, and in current environment, they would expect to be paid a lot for it. That's true. I can understand where they're coming from that, but he got fired. And he failed, and he drove it into the ground. And if you don't perform right, you don't get your bonuses. Give him the $2 million, not the $26 million. These charts I don't understand, and I don't care about them at all. But I'm going to put them here for you so you can have your pause game, or you can go right up here, and you can see where you can find this at, and you can take a look at this and find that article. It's right here for you. But I don't understand what half of this crap means. Fringe benefit, here it is for you. And again, this stuff is out of my element. None of it makes sense. I don't care. But they do talk about Farley here in a minute as a comparison. We will look at that in 1 minute. I'm just putting this stuff here for you. So if you want to pause it and you want to read it, you have the luxury. Okay, here again, payout. I have no idea. Here's Farley, though. Here's where Farley is for 2024. Okay, this is million, 1.7 or 1.7 million. 1.619 million. You can see this numbers on here. This is just pretty crazy. They give you the specs in here and they give you the details. Again, I don't care. All I want is I want them to not pay either one of these guys because they both suck at their job. Really, really bad. They are both the worst CEOs that we have ever had in history, and they're both doing miserable. So like I said, this article, here it is if you want to go read it, or you can just pause it and take advantage of it. Next one on here, right here. 5 reasons the Lexus GX is better to buy than a Toyota Land Cruiser. It compares both. Pretty interesting. We're going to go through it quick. Okay, well, here you go. This is basically a price of $63,000 for the Lexus, and base price for the Land Cruiser is basically $56,000. So you're looking at a $7,000 difference between these two things here. Now, the nice thing about the Lexus, you can get the 3.5 twin turbo gas engine. It does not need to be a hybrid. Same engine is coming out of the Tundra. Here you get the same engine as coming out of the Tacoma and the 4Runner, but it has to be a hybrid in a Land Cruiser. I do not want a hybrid. I do not want one, especially in this kind of a vehicle. Base horsepower right here, 349, 326. Here we got 479 pound-feet of torque at 2,000 RPM. Here we got 465. So they're very similar there, but again, the Land Cruiser needs a battery to make it. That's a problem. Tow-wise, 9,000 pounds. 6,000 pounds. So there's some significant difference here, although there is a $7,000 difference. What else do we got on here? Superior engine performance, they talk about that. Both are good under acceleration. The GX has a slight edge, but noticeable advantage. It also has a higher tow rating, so there you go. But it says here that we got 10-speed automatic in the transmission in the GX, and we got an 8-speed in the Land Cruiser on here. Better cargo room. The GX is a bigger vehicle, and it's going to have more room in it. Okay, basically, here's the specs and the numbers, but compared to two-row versions, the GX offers more room for all your stuff. Plus, you can get it in a 3-row. 3-row is a beautiful thing if you want a 3-row in there. So that's a very nice thing. It says more refined interior. This I found interesting. This I thought was pretty interesting to read. Says inside the Lexus GX has more sophisticated cabin with premium trims and more upscale vibe. There's available Napa leather and wood, while the overtrail trims go more towards durability while still being attractive and comfortable. There's also a standard 14-inch infotainment system. The Land Cruiser has an attractive interior, but it's also not as elegant and does not offer the premium amenities of the GX, including massaging seats. You don't get that in Land Cruiser. You do get that in the Lexus. It also has, the Land Cruiser only has an 8-inch touchscreen as a base offering and available 12.3. The GX combines its capability for off-road adventure with premium experience for the Lexus brand. It does it all, and it does it well. And you can get it in a 3-row option. And you don't have to deal with this big battery in the back end like you do when you're looking at the Land Cruiser, where it's got that 4 inches of height here with a huge battery sitting there. I'm not a fan of that. It says if you have a large family and need a 3rd row, then there's only one choice, the GX. It's either available in 2-row or 3-row. Choose a 3-row configuration, and you can also opt for a 2nd-row bench or captain chairs, so you can walk between them. Pretty sweet. Better ground clearance. It says right here, the premium and luxury trims, it says the premium and luxury trim models for the GX are 8.66 inches of ground clearance, slightly less than the 8.7 of the Land Cruiser. We understand that. But the Overtrail model comes with the locker. It's got the nice features in it. It comes with 9.84 inches of ground clearance. And you get the MTS and the crawl control in both of them. But I really liked that. I like what they got going on here. It says making it the best choice by far for those who plan adventurous over more challenging, uneven off-road. So, like I said, both amazing vehicles. I will take for the $7,000 more, I would just try to get a better deal, and I would take the Lexus over the Land Cruiser. I straight up love the Lexus, and I like the motor better, and I like that it's it's a non-hybrid. I don't want a hybrid. I like it a lot. I like what they've done here with it. So anyway, your questions, comments, put them below. Thanks for watching.